Onwards now to Misty Ridge, the second skyboard course, done third. A gray haze looms over this place, but don't let that excuse you from kissing the sky. This one's much more tame compared to our previous outing at Magma Crater, which only makes sense since this one's unlocked sooner between the two. You'll have to deal instead with bats in your belfry, which are easy enough to weave around during the first part of the course. After Flag 3 would probably be the best time to start twitchy spinning into them as they're clustered up closer together. This skyboard course also boasts the biggest combo requirement, a solid 30-piece combo. Fortunately, most of the arrows only point down or right, making it easy to execute, preferably along the column of down arrows in the center, after the two clusters of bats pass the fourth flag. Now that's how you do some high-quality cloud kicking. I actually nailed 2 perfect landings this time around, to make up for the lack thereof back at Magma Crater. Twice as nice. This skyward showdown starts with the manliest of mans, the incredible Herc! Stella and I both agree that this place is pretty fogged up. Luna shines like a star when she's up in the sky, but will still have to settle for the constellation prize. Venus doesn't like having all these bats gravitating around her when she's trying the trick. Orion's out to eclipse the competition, but on behalf of the moon, I'm gonna punish him. Cassie got a bat in her hair, and here I was thinking helmets were overrated. Ah, Athena. She's just an angel in the skies. Merc may not be as manly as Herc, but there's nothing cheesy about the delicious combos he churns out. This goon shows paranoia over the possibility of spies among themselves. This after a nearby vending machine's power supply was sapped. Keen gear! We got 260 medals now, opening the Shark Breakers surfing course. This bonehead's hiding something, and it's not just that menacing mug of his. Did I use that joke already? Mo medals, mo problems. Though we don't have quite enough to continue up north, so I feel like checking out that new surfing track. It sure is quite a haul from here, though. Let's say we take the Xtreme travel cannon. Ooh, 1,000-point landing. I tell you, it's the only way to fly. And here's Shark Breakers, the third surfing course. We're definitely gonna need a bigger board. Not much I can say about this one, honestly. Again, if you've played one surfing course, you've technically played them all. Though this one probably has my favorite color scheme, a nice sunset orange. Not to mention it boasts obstacles we don't have to feel ashamed of smashing into, and we get plenty of opportunities to show these sharks just how fierce a guppy can be. After the third and fifth flags in particular, where they're lined up in rows just begging to be bowled over. Got some time to fill, so why don't I talk about how I was actually introduced to this game? Well, tough noogies, you're gonna listen anyway. Back when I was still subscribed to Nintendo Power, and had a use for all the free Pokemon cards, I saw an ad for this game and thought it sounded pretty unique. An action-adventure based around various sporting events, similar to California Games or Caveman Games. I figured what's not to like? And thankfully none of these events rely on heavy button mashing, except maybe skateboarding, but even there you don't have to tap incredibly fast to maintain your top speed. I would be introduced to Shantae the same way a year later, of course. Whereas I thought extreme sports looked pretty unique, I simply thought Shantae looked pretty. Not gonna lie. This sharky soiree starts with Tessa. She gives the referees a perfect 10, but scores a 2 for manipulative flattery. Thanks for having my back, sweetie pants. Connie wants you to know the difference between a surfer girl and a surfer woman. In this case, it's about 2,000 points. Ronald's got a crush on the girl back at the sign-in booth. Let it go already, dude. She wants nothing to do with your John Hancock. Jimmy wants a picture of Guppy. Who wouldn't? Too bad his camera breaks, which looks like it was easily worth 1,000 or so words. Anji's got plenty of practice under her belt, but no actual notches to it just yet. Clark once cleared a blue whale in a single jump. He's pretty super alright. Though Lana's too busy fetching flags to worry about jumping the shark. Lois is rumored to have a crush on Clark. If only she knew what kind of man he really was. Another bonehead to battle. Sorry, Charlie, but I crave the wave more than thou. Now for some post-bonehead beachcombing. A hidden medal. A stinky fish bone. And 2 more hidden medals. But what about the local goon? Well, from this area we have access to the waterways of Xtreme Island, which lead off into a few areas of interest. Starting off first with this island that pays home to a hidden medal, and the elusive bonehead of Mermaid's Cove from way back when. And plundering her booty brings us up to 290 medals, opening new skyboard and skateboard courses at Death Drop and Rolling Ramps. Just northwest of Shark Breakers is where we'll find its goon. What's she doing hanging out on these lofty peaks? Apparently this hot spot is known as Bikini Island. The terra firma certainly is nice and soft up here. I don't suppose there was anything hidden in this grass crack. That's terrible, I apologize. Now we can't actually access entirely new areas from these waterways, but we can still say howdy to our future competition. There's also one last point of interest out this way. Behold, Snack Treat Island. 5 medals? That's even better than beans on toast. After all's said and done out here, we got ourselves a grand total of 300 medals. Madness. On that high note, I'll see y'all back on the mainland. Give Gup a goodbye kiss, little fellas. After all that time out at sea, I'm sure our undercover brother Finn has something new to say. So there are ancient artifacts on this island. The plot thickens as it begins to reveal its buttery, flaky layers. That hut Finn mentioned must be the same one we were told requires 400 medals to access. Perhaps with a few more victories, we can help him unravel this island mystery together. So let us continue north then through the newly unlocked Waterfall Pass, where 2 new tracks await. We start with Rolling Ramps, the 3rd skateboard course. Time to ante up, Gup. This is where the high rollers play. Getting most of the flags in this course requires riding each of the available half-pipes to a certain extent, which hopefully you'll be used to by this point. The first flag is just slightly above the right lip of the first pipe, while the next 2 are in plain sight over some crates. While I'm thinking about it, how about I dash instead of crash? It would also appear that twitchy dashing off a ramp in skateboarding resets its duration, just like in Street Luge. So that would make 2 ways to enjoy that longer-lasting taste whilst making haste. The 4th flag requires a lot more air to snag than the rest, making this the ideal spot for pumping up one's points. About up to 10,000 if possible, and within around a minute 25. I noticed there seems to be a lower invisible ceiling on smaller half-pipes compared to the ones that are wide open, just in case you find yourself only getting enough air for 1,600 points worth of spins instead of 3,200. But we won't need much air for these last 2 flags anyway. Our speedrun goal is 46 seconds. Pretty lenient, especially since you can just jump right over most of the half-pipes. And again, I'm totally crashing on purpose to demonstrate how inconsequential taking a spill in skateboarding is. Honest. The technical goal is 4,500 points in a minute 20. Not much to this one, just hit a couple good grind spots, maybe throw down some hand plants towards the end. This is another case where shaving a few seconds off the flag run could render this run obsolete. But man, I'm just crashing through these crates like a rabid bandicoot. Cat's amazed and confused by the layout of this place. But as this hidden metal shows, the grass is always greener on the other side. or in this case, faker on both sides. Being a speedrunner, Stacy gives half-pipes no quarter, skipping them in full. Rick here gets a hands-on lesson in natural selection. Looking closely for the small spots of grass by the bushy walls, we can see where the pass-through for the rest of rolling ramps. And I'm certain Lee would like to know about the lack of mass within that grass. Betty's being mindful of snakes in the area after seeing an empty case of Xtreme Cola seemingly move about on its own. Eve's one to talk about hairdos. These ponytails pack massive wind resistance, and I still smoked her best time. Hidden metal? Sure, I'll take one. Tamara's been following my exploits ever since I was merely a little krill within the big ocean of challengers. Gruvdog's on the scent of something big. Something incredible. Something... Ugh, what died in a cloud of skunk poot over here? Sorry, I need a moment. A quick rinse and we're back on track. This shady goon mentions some shady business going down by the docks. They're not bootlegging video games, are they? The kind with ease at the beginning of their title. This boneheaded beauty's sporting some sexy sphenoids, though her mandible's a bit mundane. Kinda wanna check out the docks now, but we'd need another 3 medals to do so. I suppose we could take on the goon hanging out in this area. But why don't we plunder its hidden metals instead? And just like that, we've meddled our way up to the 325 medals needed to access the docks, home of the 4th and final surfing course at the Titan's Wall. That's right, we only have one of each event left to go on our quest to conquer the island. We'll just sunset surfing cross Shark Central. Nah. Kinda needed that flag back there. What else is a sunset surfer to do but drown her sorrows in twitchy shakes? With that fun flavor which lasts an extra long time. Crikey.